Loyal dog saves family from snake in heroic act. Some heroes wear capes, others have fur, wagging tails, and hearts that love without limits. This is the story of a dog whose devotion went beyond what anyone could imagine. The moment danger struck, he didn't hesitate. And what he did next will leave you speechless. Before we begin, if you believe in the loyalty of animals and the incredible bond between pets and their families, hit that subscribe button. Because some stories deserve to be told, and this one will touch your heart. It was supposed to be an ordinary summer evening. The Johnson family, Mark, his wife Emily, and their 7-year-old daughter Lily, were enjoying a peaceful time in their backyard. The sun was setting, casting a golden glow over the trees. Their German shepherd, Rex, was lying by the porch, his ears twitching at every sound, always on guard. Rex had been with them since he was a puppy. He wasn't just a pet, he was family. He had slept beside Lily's crib when she was a baby, guarded the front door when Mark worked late shifts, and followed Emily around the house as if it was his life's duty to protect her. But nothing they had experienced together could prepare them for what was coming. That evening, the air was thick with the warmth of summer, cicadas humming in the distance. Lily was playing barefoot on the grass, her laughter ringing through the air. Emily was setting the outdoor table for dinner, while Mark was busy flipping burgers on the grill. It was peaceful, until it wasn't. Rex's head suddenly shot up, his body stiffened, his ears perked, his nose twitched, and his tail went rigid. Something was wrong. Mark noticed immediately. "Rex," he called, stepping away from the grill. But the dog wasn't listening. He was staring at the grass, his body tense, his stance low. And then, the hair on his back stood up. A deep, menacing hiss cut through the evening air. That's when Mark saw it. Barely a few feet away from Lily, slithering through the grass, was a massive snake. Its dark scales shimmered in the fading sunlight, its forked tongue flicking out, tasting the air. And worst of all, it was coiled, ready to strike. Mark's breath caught in his throat, his body went cold, time seemed to slow. "Lily, don't move," he whispered, his voice barely above a breath. But Lily, confused, turned her head, and the snake reacted. Its body tensed, its head pulled back, and in a flash, it lunged. But before its fangs could sink into the little girl's skin, a blur of fur exploded into action. Rex. Like a bolt of lightning, he launched himself between Lily and the snake. His jaws snapped around the serpent mid-air, intercepting its deadly strike. A horrifying yelp echoed through the yard as the two creatures crashed onto the ground. The snake writhed violently, its body twisting in every direction, its tail whipping the air as it tried to break free. But Rex wouldn't let go. Mark grabbed Lily and pulled her back. Emily screamed, her hands covering her mouth in horror. The struggle was brutal. The snake coiled around Rex's neck, tightening, squeezing, trying to overpower him. But Rex didn't back down. He snarled, his teeth locked onto the reptile, his powerful paws pinning it to the dirt. Then, suddenly, Rex let out a sharp, painful cry. Mark's stomach dropped. His worst fear had come true. The snake had bitten him. Mark rushed forward, grabbing a shovel from the porch. With one swift motion, he struck the ground near the snake, breaking its grip. The reptile writhed once more before slithering away into the bushes. But Mark wasn't watching the snake anymore. He was watching Rex. The dog wobbled, his legs trembling, his breathing was heavy, and then he collapsed. "No, no, no," Emily sobbed, dropping to her knees beside him. Lily was crying, clutching Rex's fur. Mark felt his chest tighten. He knew what kind of snake it was, a rattlesnake. One bite was enough to be fatal. Rex had saved their daughter, but at what cost? Mark didn't waste a second. He scooped Rex up in his arms, his heart pounding against his ribs. "Get in the car!" he shouted. Emily grabbed Lily, and within seconds they were racing down the road, tires screeching as they sped toward the nearest animal hospital. The entire way, Emily kept whispering, "Stay with us, boy! Stay with us!" But Rex's eyes were heavy, his breathing was slow. When they arrived, the vet staff rushed to action. They carried Rex inside, disappearing behind the emergency doors. And then came the waiting, the longest, most agonizing hours of their lives. Lily refused to leave the waiting room. She sat on the floor, her arms wrapped around her knees, whispering, "Please don't leave, Rex, please." Mark felt helpless. The image of Rex throwing himself in front of that snake played over and over in his mind. He had never seen such bravery, such devotion. He knew dogs were loyal, but this was something beyond loyalty. This was love in its purest form. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, the vet walked out. His expression was serious. For a moment, no one breathed. And then he smiled. "He's going to make it." Emily burst into tears. Lily jumped to her feet, clapping her hands, and Mark let out a breath he didn't even realize he was holding. The venom had spread fast, but thanks to their quick action, the vet was able to administer the anti-venom in time. Rex was weak, but he was fighting. He wasn't ready to leave his family yet. Days later, when Rex finally came home, something incredible happened. He was still recovering, moving slower than usual, but as soon as he saw Lily, his tail thumped against the floor. The little girl knelt beside him, tears in her eyes, and whispered, "You saved me!" Rex leaned in and licked her cheek as if to say, "Of course I did. You're my family." From that day on, Rex was more than just a pet. He was a hero, a protector, a legend in their town. And every time Lily played outside, he was right there, watching, guarding, ensuring nothing would ever harm her again. Because loyalty isn't just about being there when things are easy. It's about standing in the way of danger without hesitation. And Rex, he had done just that. If this story touched your heart, hit that like button and subscribe for more incredible stories about the loyalty and bravery of animals. Because in a world where heroes come in all shapes and sizes, some of the greatest ones walk on 4 legs. What do you think about Rex's story? Let us know in the comments section.